Live. Woohoo! Here we are. Okie dokie. Welcome, welcome everyone to our Unlimited Network Mastermind. Here we get together every Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, and today is June 18 already. And here we are, like ready to celebrate our middle of summer and excited about life and committed to prosperity. That's what prosperity consciousness, that's what really brings us together. The deep understanding that our level of prosperity, abundance in life, comfort, the expression of freedom, to do whatever we want to do when we want to do is a natural state of frequency of consciousness that is higher, let's call it, than the scarcity consciousness that we are, some of us, let's say, I don't know, trapped in, like scarcity thinking, scarcity behavior, scarcity in every aspect, So we get here together to really inspire, support each other, to open up ourselves to release. At this moment, we are working with the amazing, the Abundance book with Lawrence Crane that I hope all of you have, and if not, get it. If you want to do the work, it's easier with the book for sure, and we are here, really the intention is to support all of us, whoever feels that resonates with this prosperity consciousness that I'm talking, to really do the work necessary to let go who we are not, that scarcity frequency, to embody, to really embody. So it's not about effort and working hard anymore. It's really about allowing, and for that, if we have, we are free and open, it's easier than if we are contracted, and with a lot of unconscious material that I think is where we have the opportunity right now to release, especially with this book and all those questions that the book is asking us, and, to investigate ourselves. So I personally love this journey. I suppose if you are here, it's because you love it too. And I thank you so much for inspiration in that way. I think it's easier when we choose to change together, and we are surrounded by like-minded people. That's what we do, this mastermind, we call it, than if you are by yourself in your corner, and again, this kind of consciousness is not the most popular yet in our planet. But I do believe that when the more we do the change individually, the more we are going to see the change in our entire world, and the easier it gets for the people, So beautiful for us and for other people. So beautiful. So thank you. Welcome again. And today we are going to start. This is interesting. I learned with the last book that we studied, that was Money and the Law of Attraction from Abraham Hicks. How important is, yes, to make peace with the energy of money, to love money. It's not about liking or possessing or being greedy about it, but to love it, to respect it, to honor it, to see that energy for what it is, that from my perspective has a lot of supportive aspect. Why do we use money? To support, our freedom, our comfort in this physical world, right? So that's important for sure. We need to dedicate time to that. But what I got from Abraham Hicks is that our well-being, like to feel good, to really embody the well-being, is the powerful door if we want to allow abundance in our lives. And with the release technique, what we are doing is to practice the release, the letting go, if you want, right, to any kind of contraction, limitation, discomfort. So this release technique, with this book, this journey that we are doing now, we are being forced to be aware that at the end, awareness is the freedom, right? To be aware of what it is that you are feeling every second, and more, I will say, capable to notice, any oops, in any moment. Every time that I notice oops or whatever sensation, energetically talking, I have the opportunity to do what I call open the window, okay, and let it go. And I want to say that because I know that there is new people that want to, that, by the way, remember that you can see it under unlimitednetwork.com/mastermind. So the recording of this video is there for a full week, and then you have them under what is called the name, the where we will have all the videos, the
archive.
Archive, exactly, the archive. You can see all of them, okay? But the most recent is under unlimitednetwork.com/mastermind. And some people that are going to see this video, they didn't start with us when we started with the book. So the release technique is really about understanding that it's not so much about processing and, you know, like understanding why this is happening to me and getting trapped into the story. Is more sensing, so you really become aware of your body and your experience in your body, right? Sensing any discomfort, like I said before, and to have the willingness to let that go. And the way we do, and the way we learn how to do it with this book is, you know, you put the head a little down and you notice normally the contraction in the front of your body, can be the chest area, or can be the solar plexus, stomach area, let's say. And you just, you know, allow that moment to be the way it is. And what I like to do myself is to imagine that. You don't hear me?
I don't.
Eh?
I don't.
Can you hear me? Outside Beryl, there is. I hear. She hears me.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Thank you. So I'm passionate here that, you know, I do want to be heard and to do a, you know, a good inspiration for all of us to free ourselves. That's my passion. But what I was saying is that, you know, you feel the discomfort, so you take the time, okay, to maybe it's 10 seconds. It don't have to be an hour or anything like that, you know, 10 seconds, put your head down, and I imagine myself, okay, a beautiful window. I love beauty, so I imagine a window, really, a window that opens up and connected with the blue sky that for me is like, you know, the center of the universe or something like that, super clean, super beautiful. And what the book really taught us and really highlights to us is that these energies that we experience as contractions and suppressed energy, let's say, they want to go back home, I call it. They want to go back to source. They want to go back to pure awareness, to pure consciousness, to this nothingness where everything comes from. So we don't have to pull these energies out, okay? We simply need to open the window and to wait 10 seconds, 30 seconds, or whatever it is that takes to you, and to let that go through the window back to source. So your willingness to offer the space around this experience, this feeling, this contraction, this discomfort is enough, okay? You just need to allow the time for that to happen, right? So that's the essence, if you want, of the release technique. And we do that again and again and again. And one thing that we are learning with this book is to ask the, if you want, the inquiry necessary to purge, if you want, this kind of energies that we have blocked there, okay? So today we are going to start with chapter 14. For all of you that you have the book, you have to go to page 91. And it's interesting because I love this topic myself. It's releasing and relationships, okay? Releasing and sexual relations. And something that I understand myself is that, you know, abundance, like I said before, or prosperity really comes for well-being, you know, and sometimes maybe we are not satisfied with relationships, or maybe we don't have and we want to have, or maybe, I don't know, we are all human, wounded, okay, doing our journeys. So it's nice to bring awareness, if you want, to this topic, because the more, you know, we are free in our physical environment here, the more we can allow the natural flow, prosperity, abundance that we already are. So it's not something that we have to fabricate, okay? So let's enjoy that journey. Chapter 14, releasing and relationships, releasing and sexual relations. Love cannot be applied to one and not to another. It is impossible to love one and to hate another, for true love is unconditional. True love has no element of needing another or trying to control or process another. True love's only desire is to make every other one happy. When I read that sentence, I was like, oh my gosh, okay, well then, you know I'm very loving and I love myself and others, you know, more than ever, but I'm far away from loving everyone, you know, from being, if you want, being the love, capital letters, naturally, you know, loving everyone and wanting the happiness of everyone. I have my nots, you know, where yes, it's kind of conditional thing, right? So beautiful. Just, you know, that's our human journey. Nothing wrong with that, okay? So that was powerful already. So releasing and relationships, because they are so intimately connected with our basic desires for love and security. I want to remind here that we have three core points of reference, if you want, that are every contraction or every discomfort ends up being need of control, need of security, or need of approval. When you investigate, you will notice that, okay? Do I need approval here? Is this a need of control? Is it a need of security? So then you can, you know, let go whatever story you have before and just let go that need of security, control, or approval. So that's what we say here. Because they are so intimately connected with our basic desires for love and security, relationships quickly bring up our innermost feelings. For that reason, they are extremely valuable. No matter whether the relationship is classified as good or bad, in the process of going free, everything is equally valuable. It is necessary to remind ourselves that feelings are programs. That is, they are learned reactions that have a purpose. And that purpose is directly related to achieving some end in the form of some effect on another person's feelings, and by doing so, to manipulate their behavior toward us and fulfill our own inner goals. Are we manipulative or what? To me, I love it because I catch myself, you know, doing this. It's so funny. I mean, it's like all my feelings, the first tendency is to blame the other person or to want the other person to change so I don't feel what I'm feeling, right? But that's the growth. That's the maturity of human being, you know, to start to realize has nothing to do with the outside world, you know. I'm the one creating that situation to feel what I'm feeling, so to let it go or to enjoy it, I think are the two possibilities, you know. All emotions toward others involve the basic belief that we are incomplete within ourselves, and therefore others are exploited and viewed as a means to an end, to get something, right? Although we may not be able to actually use the other person in the way we would like to, the utilization of the other person still occurs on the level of fantasy and expectation. We also discover that much of what we experience in our relationship is happening in our imagination only. It's not amazing? I mean, before we examine the different emotions in relationships, we must first establish that love is a state of beingness, of oneness with another. It is not an emotion. It is not a feeling. Any emotion, such as desire, resentment, revenge, or jealousy, is changeable and transient, depending on the state of mind of the person experiencing it. It can be altered by a multitude of factors. May it be a change in the circumstances, alcohol, or drugs. True love is pure and constant, unchanging. The kind of love which eventually turns into a negative emotion in the first place: attachment, dependency, or possessiveness. Love is the only thing we do not need to release, because lovingness equals beingness. And now let us examine the consequences of the different emotions. The negative feelings such as apathy, grief, fear, lust, anger, and pride take an enormous emotional toll on our inner selves, which often create physical illness. As if that was not bad enough, when we are feeling hateful and angry towards others, they inevitably reciprocate by avoiding or counterattacking us. All negative energies are essentially forms of fear. Positive energies are essentially forms of love. The more we release, the higher we go. The higher we go, the closer we come to total beingness, to pure love. It is obvious that high states of consciousness have a profound effect on our relationships, because one of the laws of consciousness is that like attracts like. And our inner states are actually radiated to others. We can positively affect others even from a distance, because feelings are energy, and energy gives off vibrations. We are like sending and receiving stations. The more we love, the more we find ourselves surrounded by love. The replacement of a negative feeling by a higher one accounts for many miracles one can experience. Releasing all emotions creates a miraculous shift. A graduate of the release technique illustrated this by a story, and in quotes it says, "I was president of a small corporation with about 50 employees. We promoted a promising young man as head of one of the company's divisions. It turned out, however, that this man was very immature. Instead of reacting with gratitude and cooperation for all that was done for him, he reacted by becoming grandiose, demanding, and somewhat paranoid. He stated he was going to barge into the next board of directors meeting and cause a big upset with his wild accusations and demands. Although these accusations could easily be refuted, the whole situation was still an awful and painful experience to live through. For days, I just plain hated this guy for all the trouble he was causing with his unfounded claims and threats. The day of the board meeting, I was driving along the parkway thinking angry thoughts about him. Suddenly, I let go. I released on him totally. I started to see the frightened child in him and began to send him love. All my anxiety disappeared. I felt a sympathetic love for him when I looked at my watch, when I was 12:30 p.m. When I got to the office, my secretary said that this man walked into the office at the last minute and called off the whole thing. He said he changed his mind and realized he made a mistake. I asked her at what time he had walked into the office. She said she made particular note of the time, as the board meeting was soon to take place. She had looked at her watch when he made his announcement about his change of heart. The time was exactly 12:30 p.m. And finish the story. The best way to facilitate harmony and satisfaction in relationships is to visualize lovingly the best possible outcome, making sure it is mutually beneficial, a win-win situation. Beautiful. Release all negative feelings and merely hold the picture in mind. You can tell if you are really released, if it is okay with you, if it doesn't. That's freedom, okay? And here's where we can allow something to happen. I hope you take notes if you have questions or whatever, because I would love to integrate all of this. You know, it's such a powerful tool to bring awareness to all these relationships and, you know, all these, I mean, except love, the rest is blockage. So one resistance to releasing is the illusion that if we let go of our wantingness, that we won't get what we want. We will lose if we don't keep pressing for it. The mind has the idea that the way to get that thing is to want it. Actually, if you examine the issue, you will see that events are due to decisions and choices based on our intentions. What we get is the result of these choices, even though they are unconscious rather than what we think we want. When we release the pressure of wantingness, we are clear to make wiser choices and decisions. Do we agree? You take notes, okay? We think that our happiness depends on controlling events and that it is facts that upset us, upset us. Actually, it is our feelings and thoughts about these facts that are really the cause of the upset. Facts in and of themselves are neutral things. This is very powerful, and I really highlighted here, because for me it's so true, something can be so linear and is a fact, okay? But it's not about that, it's about how do I feel about that, what I'm vibrating in relationship to that, So, the power we give them, the fact, is due to our attitude of acceptance or non-acceptance and our overall feeling state. If we get stuck in a feeling, it is because we still secretly believe that it will last. Therefore, I recommend you do some releasing on some of your relationships. You might do an attachment and aversion exercise on someone in your life, or you might do the Stacknex exercise. Try it. You will like it, he says. So I want to stop here before we go to the sexual relationship here, just to practice this, okay? So we are going to take a minute, all of us, and I want you to think about a person, an important relationship for you, that you have in your life. Could be intimate, could be mother, father, boss, co-worker, teamwork partner, whatever. Just pick one that for you is important. Take a moment to do that, okay? And then I'm going to ask you the questions that we ask in this release technique. And I want you to, first we are going to bring consciousness with asking you some questions. You don't have to release anything. But then we are going to push the button here and to really see how attached we are to that relationship or partner, let's say, and how, if there is any aversion to it too, okay? So, you have the person, and then I'm going to ask you, think about the attachments that you have to your partner. We are going to do attachment first, okay? And just think about the advantage at the partner, okay? Give a moment to really bring the advantage, what's good about it, Beautiful. So what advantage is to be with that person, that with that intimate or that partner relationship, whatever that you chose, the person that you pick. What is bringing to your life? What do you like about that? And here you check, like we were learning that in the chapters before, but check, for example, to me, I wrote support, okay? Is that need of control, need of approval, or need of security? And in my case, I really go to need of security, and it's interesting. I love how much light I'm bringing to myself with this process, Beautiful. And now we are going to go to the other side. It's like, what disadvantage do you see? Yes? Excuse me?
Some feedback?
Let's finish this and then we can talk, because I want to really see the thing. So what disadvantage, write down, what disadvantage do you have or do you see with this partner, with this relationship concrete that you picked? Disadvantage, okay?
Disadvantage.
Disadvantage, exactly. Beautiful. And again, you detect a little bit. And all this moment right now is really about bringing awareness, okay? You become aware of this kind of energies that you notice, you know? And now we are going to do the release. And then I would like to share, just to open the window to see what you notice there. So, the first question that we ask here is, imagine, okay, and check in yourself what reaction you have, what response you have here, you know, but imagine never, ever being able to have a relationship with that person, okay? What sensation do you have? What happened in your body, in your energetic field, you know? Imagine never, ever being able to have a relationship with, and fill up the blank. And whatever it is that you are feeling, just open the window, the way I say it, you know, and just allow that to come out. Remember, these energies want to come back home, okay? So it's not something that you have to push or pull, you know, it's that just you invoke, you inquire, you sense, and that is the release, okay? And again, imagine never ever being able to have a relationship with that person. What response you get in your body, in your energetic field? You become aware of something. Can you let go of something? Are you releasing something here? With total permission and humbleness. I think we need to do this. I need to do this for sure, alone by myself a little longer. But just for us to open the door, let's say, okay? If you have something already taken, perfect, release. And then we are in here. That just is this question: could I let go? You ask yourself, could you let go? Could I let attachment to this partner? Fill up the name, you know, to whatever person you chose here. Could I let go of my entire attachment to fill up the blank? Could I let go to my entire attachment to this relationship, to this person? So the ones that you have the book, you have these questions, not in the chapter, you have to go to the chapter before, but I recommend that we do this longer. In my case, I have to do it for sure, because it says here, release until 100% free, okay? Yes, I'm completely free here, okay? But let's open the microphone here if you have some, you know, comments that you want to share and to inspire here all of us to do the work, really. You share something?
Hi, Monica.
Welcome, welcome.
Do you hear me, Monica?
Yes, 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 I can hear you very well.
I think it's very, very challenging topic. It's indeed difficult to sum up words in few minutes. Maybe those things need to be meditated longer, even days maybe. if it's a difficult relationship for us. Well, first of all, as advantage, I also feel the same like you, like security or sharing things, feeling familiar environment. It's great. But on the other hand, disadvantage that I was not aware, but I'm getting more aware lately, are that I think, especially with my closer relationships, I'm putting other person's needs and values before mine. So I start to feel like I'm really ignoring my own values. I'm ignoring my own passion, my own needs. And well, that doesn't mean that we need to separate ourselves definitely from those relationships all the time. It doesn't need to apply that way, but we need to aware indeed. We need to be aware how those relationships are affecting us and get ourselves into release vibration indeed, and let go of all those attachments if it's possible. Would free ourselves from lots of bondage that we are carrying, either consciously or unconsciously. But releasing that, it's not easy. I mean, I applied when you are guiding us. It doesn't fly away, go away so easy. I don't know if you got more suggestions.
Practice, 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 Beryl. I think that, is to relax into the idea that these energies want to go home. So let's say that, I mean, I'm kind of a mature woman and I love where I am at this very moment. I don't know, mature, and I love it, but I remember my youth, and how much dependent I was, and, in my relationship, and needy, and fear of abandonment, and oh my gosh. So I'm maybe it's easier for me today because I went through that a lot with all, all the commitment that I have to my own awakening. But the act of, I think if you can, I can sense you very, the willingness, just the willingness to, to inquire on that, to be free, to let go, that I can feel you have a pull. I mean, it's already, pushing you to really face you, like you said, to have more time to do it. I totally recommend that. We are not going to spend the entire hour. That is what I would do, let's say, in my private coaching. That's what I do with my clients. I do support them to really do what I call the descent, to have the courage to allow this unconsciousness, wounded aspect of ourselves, let's say, to come to our light, to our awareness, and maybe it's easier with a hand that you alone, let's say, but that's it, Beryl. I think it's a matter of practice. For me, this releasing technique is getting easier and easier. This is a very powerful topic, so I'm totally with you. I'm going to sit down. Yesterday we played Arne and I together. Arne, I'm so grateful to have a partner, that I can play this with. It's much more fun for me and beautiful than if I needed to do by myself. But it's not about the partner, it's really about you. So if I didn't have that kind of partner, that for many years with Arne, for example, I could not talk about some topics that for me were super passionate about spiritual enlightenment, we were not following, and we are not following the same exact path, okay? But we are in enlightenment, so that's very inspiring. But at the end, it's really realizing that whatever you don't get in life or whatever is because I'm blocking it, because I am needing it, or I'm wounded about that idea. So very just practice, or practice and practice. And the book, I mean, it's powerful just to explain, and to have the questions that we have to inquire with. So congratulations for being sensitive to know that, yes, we need to meditate more on this. We need, especially if it's a big topic to you, that for me it is. for me, for sure. So thank you so much, Beryl. Anyone else? Arne, Candace?
Monica, thank you so much.
Yes. Oh, you're welcome, honey. Arne, you were just, oh, Candace, let's
Very
go.
nice,
Let's go.
Monica. I like what you said there. I've had an interesting week of not doing the work much this week, and I'm really noticing the absence of it. Not that I didn't do it at all, but not as much as usual. Really noticing the absence of it, and also I've been falling off the internet about 4 times already. So I have missed continuity with this call. So I just want to say that's interesting that this is probably one of the key chapters for me, and that I'm having so much difficulty approaching it and doing the work, you know, doing the releasing. So that's interesting, and I think I'm just going to keep releasing on all of it.
Beautiful, beautiful,
That's where I
Candace,
am.
that you're aware of, you know, and maybe it's a very important topic for you, you know, and needs that attention. So I'm happy that, you know, you notice that. And beautiful. I mean, I love it, you know, let's be human. I mean, let's be compassionate with our human side, right? Thank you. Arne, you want to say something? I saw that you opened the microphone just before, so I mute myself here.
Yeah, it's the relationship thing here is a strong chapter. So the advantage for me to have a partner, I will have someone to share my experiences, my life, my moment by moment. So be more not so boring. Yes, to be by myself, and so that's an advantage, and also to get support to grow, and support to help, and support with help in whatever life event that is going on that I might need support with, and also the like a wake up. You know, the partner tend to bring up whatever is unlike love. So it's an advantage to open love would be the word. Disadvantage of a relationship is that you can't get your way all the time. I can't get, you know, I like it to be like this. No, it has to be something else. So it's like a hard work. Oh, but it would be so much easier if it's just my way. No, take somebody else into account here, and they either have space to exist, or they actually have new ideas that shakes the boat. So it's like a bother in a way. You know, it's like, yes. So sometimes I've been thinking about people who have not been living with someone for a long time, and they're looking to have a relationship. I just see that beings must be so hard to open up, letting someone else to take over half of your life, or a big part of it, and open the door to that. That's a huge change. Well, I know when I want the TV. I know when I want to eat. I know when I have all these things that is my preferred way. And then there's another person. Oh no, well, no, so I have to change it. So that's, in a way, it's good because it takes you out of the unconsciousness, but on the other hand, it's kind of a bother to have to become aware of that I'm not the only one in the world. Another disadvantage is well, I guess I said that so much. So, but then when you asked what about if we're never ever going to have a relationship with this person? Well, my feelings was sad, and then they went into fear, and then I realized, well, so a part of this is a need of security, to have a partner in my case. So that's where I ended up.
Wow, thank you so much, honey. I love you besides all this. But, you know, I just love the humanness here, you know. And so let's say that we take the time to let go of this need of, you know, security or this, whatever it is that we are bringing awareness here. What happens is that the result is you are going to love, the quality of your love is going to be more your natural state, you know, and more real, more eternal, more truthful, you know, instead of manipulative and egoic in the sense of, you know, this fear. So thank you for detecting that. And remember how important, I'm going to share what I discovered myself, I think is also important. But, you know, like what advantage, that, you know, the advantage of being a relationship engagement here is support. But what I want to highlight here is, you know, I end up on what is my need really, you know, control, security, or approval. Because I think that when we get to the core of the energy, it's easier to release it, you know, like to me, I get, okay, support. I mean, I know, and I love it, and oh my gosh, you know, like that's a big advantage for me. So when I go to the end of that, you know, it's need of security. Okay, so beautiful. I took, you know, 10 seconds and I bring light to that, and I want to do more. I love, Beryl, your inspiration, because I do want to sit down and maybe we can do this together, Arne, I don't know. Then I said, I see, you know, something really good is growth. I mean, I grew a lot, and we keep growing a lot here together, and myself for sure. And in this growth, I see, you know, that in the relationship, what I'm looking for is approval. You know, I can grow by myself, and, you know, beautiful, I'm enough and all that stuff. But when I reflect with my partner, that growth, I want to be acknowledged, you know. It's funny, you know, like diminish the quality of it. So I think it's so beautiful. Another thing that I like is adventures in life, to have fun, you know, and lately we are having more the newness of life, you know, like maybe I will not engage with new things by myself, and with Arne I feel inspired to do it, even though I resist always in the beginning. That's another thing that I can release, you know, that I'm becoming more and more aware of. And again, and I see that I go in, you know, and I see the need of control. That, of course, bring me security, apparently, right? But it's need of control. I have to put my nose in everything, you know. Great. Let it go, you know, and smile about it. Thank you, Arne. And then, you know, like, what disadvantage do I see here? And to me, you know, there is many moments, you know, with Arne. And lately, you know, like, I cannot stop releasing Candace. To me, it's like, because it's on my nose all the time. I'm very, you know, I notice it immediately. But with Arne, for example, I experience a lot of impairment. And, you know, I want to change him because, oh, come on, you know, be a little more quick, you know, like, oh my gosh, I have to wait, you know. We have different speed for whatever reason, you know. So to have the opportunity there, you know, to be more my being, you know, than the mind that needs, you know, same speed or whatever it is. I mean, it's a choice, okay? So I have a lot of opportunity to release on that one. And I'm doing it a lot, and I feel much better for sure. But I mean, again, dedicate the time to notice where I'm flowing and open, or where, you know, where I feel this, you know. So impatient, need of control. In that level, I'm in need of control. And then, you know, the different rhythm, someone is calling, the different rhythm that I, let's say, catalog that way, you know, or Arne has one rhythm, I have another rhythm, and, you know, I wake up early in the morning, he sleep more in the morning. Oh my gosh, like you were saying before, Arne, it's like, if you're accustomed to be by yourself, suddenly, you know, how you accommodate, you know, with joy, not with giving up yourself. So all that, I see myself, the need of approval, of, you know, having the right to be the way I love to be, and, you know, whatever. So let go that need of approval and be approval. The freedom, the capital letters, being that I am, okay, my, I don't know, true nature will make this relationship very enjoyable, you know, if I let go who I am not, right? So that's the idea. And then I wanted to highlight right now, my gosh, we already, or maybe we just do this today, but highlight, you know, why is this important for entrepreneurs? Because the first call that we have to get all together here under a limited network mastermind every week, that another thing that I want to say is how beautiful and supportive is to get together every week. Because, you know, to me, if I was not getting together here a week, even more, if I was not leading this, hosting, or whatever you want to call it, I will not be probably so dedicated. Because, for example, I took my book to the beach on Thursday, you know, let's do this because I want to be ready for Saturday. Maybe I don't do that if I was not, you know, like leading, or what I want to call it, holding the space here for all of us, right? So it's very beautiful, like every Saturday, you know, like we read, we are surrounded by people that are committed to this freedom. We look back, and to me, 3 years ago, when I started to do this mastermind, I was not the same. I was not so happy like I am today, you know, and so loving to myself when I am up, when I am down, you know, I mean, incredible the change, right? And even in prosperity, I feel much more fluid financially talking, you know, even though yesterday was a day of total release. Oh my God, beautiful, you know, it's like opportunity to free myself. So why is this important for entrepreneurs? So that's, I want to highlight that, because we know that the well-being, the feeling good, you know, to be here like free, open, secure, you know, and whatever our true nature embodied in this physical, you know, world, let's say, is on the financial thing, and on the action thing, and on the goal setup, and on the mechanical part. You know, we are more committed as a spiritual awakening, you know, coaches or teachers or whatever it is that we are here, to allow that to happen, you know, to allow that to be, because we trust, or I trust in the core of myself, that that's who we truly are. Okay, so that's why every Saturday, and that's why this is dedicated to entrepreneurs. So an entrepreneur, you can have $1 million or $1 billion, but if you don't have good relationships, who cares, right? Or from my perspective, or you don't have health or things like that. So that's what we spend time into, really be free here and open, okay? Beauty before we leave, and in the same thing, and we let sexuality for next week, but we have another exercise that is to investigate the aversion to your partner. Remember that all situations, you know, you can have attachment to it or aversion to it. It's pretty much the same to me when we say, you know, what are the disadvantages. For me, that unconsciously is moving me towards aversion. You know, that one is the one I don't like, or I reject, or whatever. So, but let's insist a little bit and take a minute to do this exercise with different words, even though we are, you know, energy here or topic. But let's inquire about the aversion to your partner, and you feel that you have choose there, you know. So what do you like about being in this relationship? Again, we just start purging, you know, in another way. And I'm doing this so you can do it by yourself. Stop the video, okay, and take the exact time that you need for you to do this in a deeper way, okay? So towards aversion here, what do you like about being in this relationship? And again, what do you like about being in this relationship? To end up detecting if it's need of control, need of approval, because that makes easier the release. It's like you already are detaching in all this investigation, okay? What do you like about being in this relationship? I like a lot of things. Okay. And then we keep purging here. We keep like, you know, steering. Dislike about being in this relationship. Why do I dislike about being in this relationship? And give total permission to yourself. And again, fine tune. Is this need of control, need of security, or need of approval? And, you know, just the willingness to let that go. You open the window. I love my window. I think I'm going to get more and more transparent here, but it's like, you know, I'm feeling the transparency of this blue sky, you know, like, what do you dislike about being in this relationship? What do I dislike about being in this relationship? If this is need of control, need of security, or need of approval. And then we share a little bit. We are going to squeeze the lemon here to go deeper. And the question is, imagine always, forever, eternity here, okay, being with, and you fill up the blank. Forever, that there is no way, you know, you're going to change anything here, any partner or whatever it is, your intimate partner or the boss or the mom, whatever it is. Imagine always, forever being with your partner. What is the sensation that you get? And release. No other option. What do you feel? What is the sensation that come up? And again, remember to fine tune. Is that need of control? Is that need of security? Or is that need of approval? Interesting. So release, release, release. And again, if you see the recording that we can all see again, you know, the week several times, just these sections where we do the exercises, stop the video, take the time, and write down, you know, to really notice and release, okay? And then we go to our last question here that says, could Tara aversion to be with, so all what we have detected here, you know, you detect if it's need of control. To me is funny, like I'm always in need of approval until now, and today was all need of control. In my intimate relationship, a lot of need of control, okay? So I have this opportunity to open the window. Can I let go that need of control? That I did already with this first part of the exercise. And now we deepen. Could I let go of my entire aversion to being with and fill up the blank? All what I saw here, you know, can I let go of all of that, okay? And then release and release 100%. So these questions are good to purge, you know, like to bring awareness to whatever is in remaining there. Could I let go of my entire aversion to being forever? And notice if there is resistance. Like in my case, I feel very peaceful at this very moment, asking the question, okay. So it's not like we have to make it, okay? Just question, and whatever comes up, open the window and just let it go. Beautiful. So this is the if you want the part of relationships, I would love if we can open the microphone and you have any comment or how to say, like experience with this exercise, so we can inspire each other here to keep going in this release. Anyone would like to say something here about the aversion stage? No? Okay.
Well,
I'm going. Yeah.
Well, the aversion part is aversion to. I feel like I need to fight for my space, for my struggle, fight for not being controlled, fight for my freedom. So being stuck in a relationship forever is kind of to lose freedom, or probably another way to say that is to lose control. And I can understand that the solution is to surrender, and I know that when I surrender, what's left is love and freedom and peace. But I have to go through the step of releasing my need of control, or need of not being controlled, which is probably the same. So I'm going to go into that feeling and release that window, through that window more. Aversion of being controlled, feeling controlled, and surrender.
Great, I love it. So we have some work to do here. I love to do like awakening work, you know, it's my passion really, so that's easy for me. Anyone else would like to do Candace? Yes, please.
Yes, I had to move to a different place. Hopefully this will be better. I was enjoying so much writing what I liked about being in the relationship. Because it's so easy to put more attention on what I don't like sometimes. So that's that was a noticing. But anyway, aversion, like you said, Artie, fighting for my space, demanding to be heard. I want you to hear me, in this place of wanting to, and all of it is about fear and control. You know, right now, sometimes I care if this other person approves of me or not, but it's pretty small. That hasn't been the primary. It's mostly been about controlling my time, my space, my temper. That's a good thing. that but anyway, just wow. And then anytime I'm in wanting to control, there's right behind it, there's fear. What am I afraid of losing? Who, you know, and anyway, I've lost track of being in the relationship with another. I'm only about me. And then that's a selfishness that is interesting to see in myself too. So protection, wanting to protect myself. So safety, security, love. I know. So it's all really good. I appreciate this reflection so much that, oh my God, it's like a miracle happening every day to be doing this work.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Candace. Can you hear me, Arne? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, okay, good. Thank you so much, you know, and I see like, you know, imagine, and this is how I want to close the time because we are already at the end of the hour here, but I want for you, close your eyes for a second and imagine, you know, how beautiful relationships we can have, intimate, work, you know, family, neighborhood, whatever it is, but the beautiful relationship we can have if we take the time, okay, to free ourselves of all these needs. Just you know, allow yourself to see the beauty of that, acknowledge yourself for being here, willing to release, willing to really let go the illusion of this need of control, need of security, need of approval is all an illusion from this ego self, afraid, separated from source, you know, but I want you to see the beauty of you becoming into an intimate relationship, let's say, okay, free, open, trust, you know, trusting, safe, you know, without all these needs, you know. Imagine the offering that you are, that you can be, you know, in this case, and to your truth, capital letters. So the intimate relationship, the most intimate relationship that we have is really with ourselves, and I want to acknowledge all of us for our sincerity, our transparency, our honesty, our willingness to see ourselves. That is intimacy, and when we do that with ourselves right here and now, we can do that with another one. And that's a gift. In my case, you know, when Ara and I, we sit down and we sincere with each other and we open our hearts, honest, with integrity, and you know, like, I don't know, that's what really intimacy between us. So I want to acknowledge you because you're already doing that with you to begin with, and that's going to be extended to you, whatever relationship we have in our lives. So with this, we are going to complete the work with Unlimited Network today, the mastermind that we do today. Again, we finish at page 93, so next week we are going to start improving sexual relationships. That I love the topic, and I know from the past, I think from LRT or something like that, the past, you know, how on the second chakra here, we can really, you know, improve our lives too. So it's so beautiful for us entrepreneurs, conscious entrepreneurs, to be willing to clean up our, you know, physical body, environment, or whatever, to allow the easiness of this abundant prosperity consciousness that we already are. And with this, ladies and gentlemen, I let you go. Have a wonderful week. Release as much as you can so you get the pleasure of doing it and becomes easier. You can do it everywhere, in the car, in the bus, walking, everywhere. In the moment that you notice something, open the window and let it go. Thank you very much. I love you, and see you next Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Thank you. Nice.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Monica, you were really on today. I
Thank
love
you.